Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Tonight, the Champions League semi-final second leg between Manchester City and Real Madrid is taking place. Of course, the winner of this will have a place in the final on June 10th in Istanbul. Should be a very exciting game tonight with a lot on the line. Of course, at the same time, we have the second Championship playoff final, second leg between Middlesbrough and Coventry. So a lot going on tonight. Similar to last night, though. Well, actually, just similar to last night. We're going to be focusing on the Champions League tonight. All eyes on the big game between Manchester City and Real Madrid. But we will keep some tabs on Middlesbrough Coventry. The Wi-Fi should now be fixed. Nick Knack, welcome to the stream, my friend. He just asked, fixed. From what I can see, the light is green, but it's fluctuating a little bit. But we're not going down to red anymore. It's just a little bit of fluctuation. So, yeah, hopefully the Wi-Fi is okay. Apologies if you have any problems. We don't know why it's struggling so much at the moment, but hopefully it can sort itself out and we're alright for the rest of the stream. But yeah, we are running short on time for kickoff tonight, a lot shorter build up than we would have wanted for a game of this magnitude. Should we just jump right in with the lineups?
Yes.
But yeah, Manchester City then the home side, of course. We are at the Etihad tonight. They line up Edison between the sticks. They're in their 3-2-4-1, so it's a back three of Walker, Diaz, Akanji. In the pivot, Stones and Rodri, Bernardo Silva on the right, Grealish on the left, Captain Gundogan, partners De Bruyne in the attacking mids, Haaland leading the line. Real Madrid, 4-3-3 for them. No changes really from their side that drew in the first leg just a week ago. Courtois in between the sticks, flat four, Carvajal, Militao, Alaba, Camavinga. Militao, the big reintroduction. Obviously, he was suspended for the first leg with Rudiger playing instead of him. Midfield three, Valverde, Kroos, Modric. In the front three, Rodrigo on the right, Vinicius Jr. on the left, captain Karim Benzema leading the line. Rapid fire lineups. What's your prediction, Aaron? We've got to get for a quick.
This is probably one of the most highly anticipated football games in a very long since these two sides played each other last season. What a game this should be.
A week ago.
It's all square, starting this game. It's all square on aggregate. Should be a great game. I'm going to call it penalties.
No.
Penalties.
Yeah.
1-1 in normal time.
Oh.
No goals in extra time. We'll go straight to pens and it'll be winner's luck. But it'll be a Haaland goal and a Rudiger goal. Nothing to separate the two sides.
For the sake of not being here at 11 o'clock, I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester City. I just think while Real are reigning champions and an incredibly strong side, City are just ridiculously good, and I think ultimately they will have the edge tonight. I will go for goals from Haaland and De Bruyne to settle the tie. It'll be a 2-0 win for Manchester City. They'll be in their second Champions League final ever, where they'll definitely be favourites this time over Inter Milan.
Still lose.
But yeah, did you see on Twitter that UEFA accidentally posted a post that had Real Madrid and Inter as the finalists? And everyone's going, wow, it's rigged. Absolutely rigged. But yeah.
Investigation, maybe.
And there's another statistic that every time this referee, Polish...
Szymon Marciniak.
Exactly, him. The Polish referee, every time he referees a Real Madrid game in the Champions League, Madrid go on to win the competition.
He refereed the Chelsea-Real quarter-final last year where Marcos Alonso's goals ruled off for a very dodgy handball.
So everyone's like, well, if Real win tonight, it's rigged.
Probably.
But then if City win, they're probably better.
What a game it should be. And as you said, Champions League semi-final, Championship playoff semi-final. We've got Chelsea women in the WSL. If they win that, they'll go top.
There's a lot on the line tonight. The high stakes in all the games are very exciting. And yes, welcome to the stream as well. Conrad Benz and Will Munn, who says up the TFC. And then Nick Knack goes, questions 1-1 again. Your prediction.
I genuinely cannot see anything to separate these two sides.
Fair enough. Well, chat disagrees with you somewhat. 50% of you guys in chat are going for Manchester City. 33% of you have voted Real Madrid. 17% going for a draw.
That surprises me. That really does surprise me. I think Real are the favourites tonight. I really do. I know Man City are good.
I don't think they are.
I just think Real are a different quality when it comes to Champions League.
I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think City are just too good.
Well, we've got 90 minutes to find out. Maybe we'll need more than 90 minutes to find out.
Possibly, yes, possibly. Well, it's going to be Manchester City to get us underway here. Ilkay Gundogan, the captain for Manchester City, will take this kickoff. And now he knocks it back to Edison and gets us started here in the Etihad Stadium, for Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Here is John Stones on the ball. Carrying out defence, goes across to Akanji. And now Gundogan. And again, apologies if the Wi-Fi causes any disturbances to tonight's broadcast. I don't know why it's being such a problem. Edison. Walker. And now he takes it past Vinicius and goes back to Edison. Still Edison now with possession. He's got a bit of time, not under a lot of pressure. We saw this in the first leg, actually, how Real aren't quick to confront City in possession. They're happy to let City have the ball in their own third, in their own half, and then obviously when City bring it forward, they sit very deep, very compact, and stop City creating any chances. But we know they're not going to go hell for leather with the press, but when they do get a chance to go forward, they will take him. Real Madrid, they're going to play counter-attacking, as you'd imagine, like they did in the first leg, as that was very fruitful, wasn't it? But yeah, and then they've got to limit the chances for people like Kevin De Bruyne in the areas that they allowed Kevin De Bruyne to have a chance last time. But yeah, Wilmon's saying Erling Haaland's about to show the world why he's the best. Well, best player in the world right now. That is outrageous shout, Will. Outrageous shout. He's very, I guess maybe right now, given his form and the amount of goals he scored in the Premier League. But that is quite the shout. Nick-nack, not a lot of light blue in the stadium. What shirts are they all wearing?
There's no one there.
Well, I guess a lot of them are in... It's cold, isn't it? Manchester, they're all going to be wearing like jumpers and stuff. Well, there are, but... Yeah, if there was no one there, there'd be loads of light blue because the seats are light blue.
Yeah, they've got their coats on.
Yeah, it's cold, mate.
It's not that cold.
Okay,
I mean,
sure.
nothing's happened in the first 2 minutes. Shocking football. Put Middlesbrough Coventry on, I don't know.
To be fair, last night's Champions League semi-final did disappoint, whereas the Championship was excellent.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get the opposite tonight. Camavinga, ball forwards, one in the air by John Stones. Militao heads it away, back to Stones. He lets it go out of play for a Manchester City throw. And now City will look to come forward. I feel like this is a big issue for Real Madrid, is if they allow City too much time on the ball, they will break them down eventually. And that could be problematic for Madrid. Wilmon's saying it's going to be 4-3 City. I mean, if you were to take our minds back to last year's Champions League semi-finals, well, it would be a game of a very similar ilk, wouldn't it? Of course, we had 4-3 in the first leg, and then Real overturning it with a 3-1 victory in the second leg. Of course, we had 1-1 in the first leg, perhaps demonstrating the leaps and bounds that the City side have come on, that they are arguably a better team, despite the fact they won the first leg.
The one big thing tonight could be that they drew away at the Bernabeu. You look at last year, Real went back to the Bernabeu in the quarterfinals against Chelsea and nearly threw it away.
Kyle Walker, and that's a poor effort. Nowhere near the target.
They went back to the Bernabeu against City and they turned it around.
Yeah.
The Bernabeu's a very tough place to go. Real have got to step up tonight. They won't like this.
Also, you are incorrect with your statement. They turned it around against Chelsea. They won the first leg at Stamford Bridge.
I meant they brought it back in terms of they threw it away.
They threw it away at the Bernabeu and then brought it back at the end.
Dodgy refereeing, and then Benzema scored an extra time and I cried.
Nick-nack Crazy think Ancelotti was managing Everton not so long ago. Indeed. That man's had the most mental career, by the way. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, the only manager, I believe, in history to win all top 5 domestic leagues. Very successful in that regard.
I mean, most everyone else has got 4, haven't they? No, 3.
3, I was going to say. Mourinho 3, Pep 3. But, Carlo Ancelotti, all 5 top 5 leagues.
Could you see Pep doing? Because I don't think Jose would go PSG or Bayern just to win the league.
I could see him go to Marseille, though, and doing something.
Quality.
That's exactly what he'll do, though.
Turns to Marseille, wins the league 3 years on the bounce and pisses off because he fancies winning the Europa League.
Because and the other one's Bundesliga, and I can't see Mourinho in the Bundesliga.
No,
I don't think he's got any desire to pull off the quintuple of top 5 league trophies.
I don't think he really would enjoy going to the biggest club in the nation and just pissing the league.
No, whereas that's Pep's memo, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to build a club that no one else can beat.
I could see him going PSG in not too distant future, Pep, and just building a gold squad with the finance available.
Dealing with egos in his Man City squad.
Oh, he just sells the ego. He doesn't have massive ego flares, does he?
He has got Jack Grealish.
I don't think he's got a massive ego at all. Kevin De Bruyne, can he create a chance here? Ball across the box. Erling Haaland can't meet it. Met by the head of Eder Militao. Claimed by the hands of Thibaut Courtois.
Tony Rudiger's going to need a similar performance to what he had last Tuesday. Is he
He's not playing, mate. It's Alaba and Militao.
Oh, well, that could change my prediction. Because
I watched watching Rudiger's defending. Yeah,
he was hugging him.
Genuinely, if you are an aspiring footballer, an aspiring defender, watch that clip. It's exactly what you need to do to annoy an attacker.
I'm going to try it in my next game.
Because all it takes there, it's so smart from Rudiger, because all it takes is Haaland to get a little bit annoyed, lose his temper and just elbow in the face and suddenly he's sent off. It's so smart from Rudiger. Obviously, Haaland's of a cooler temperament, but yeah, you can certainly see how that would work. Like, Neil Maupay fully would have just chinned him.
Richarlison, oh, blimey, he's knocking you out.
Nah, he just scored an offside goal, ripped his shirt off and then thrown at him.
Oh, referee's already...
Oh, the ref wants a scrap with Haaland.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, I thought he was running over to stop a fight, but no, he's just running over to have a go at Haaland.
He's unhappy now about free kick being taken too quickly because he wants to moan at Man City.
City fans already annoyed at him. Well, we know what to expect tonight. We know he is not a great referee. He's an inconsistent referee.
Yeah, we've seen him many a time, haven't we? Well, covering the Champions League.
Bernardo wasn't fouled there, and then that's soft.
He does.
Oh, that is...
No, he shoves him.
No. His hands are off his back before Cruz hits, even goes
but you can't put two hands on the back. You know exactly what's going to happen there. Bernardo should know better than that.
Yeah. Sloppy.
Thibaut Courtois.
Why can I pin who's in goal?
Rodri heads on. Militao heads it back the other way. And Benzema trying to win the header. Cruz gets a touch. Grealish stopped by Militao, but it falls to Kevin De Bruyne. Here comes Manchester City. Through to Erling Haaland. Takes it round Edison.
Courtois, where's he going?
Courtois, but he can't. Yeah, he's not close enough. The angle was impossible there for Haaland. But yeah, Man City opening up Real Madrid there.
Bernardo.
Camavinga.
Oh, I can tell you now, Real need to sort themselves
Walker.
out. They're all over the place.
Rodri could take aim. Decides against it. Still going.
Rodri!
Rodri! And the shots poor. But it's a good drive from Rodri.
You could tell it's Pep Guardiola's CDM, because who else does that?
Yeah. You do just get the feeling maybe here he could look for Haaland.
Yeah.
Or De Bruyne.
That's a save, actually.
Does it make contact with the glove of Thibaut Courtois? No, nowhere near.
Okay, don't know what I saw then. We won't watch the actual game. Pep's getting the crowd going.
Yeah, that's going to be crucial tonight. They're going to need that a bit of encouragement, Manchester City.
All those empty seats make loads of noise.
I think that's disrespectful. I think Man City's support is better than most people give credit for.
Let's go. Get me excited. I thought why do they do that? They're putting their pundits as the Coco commentators that they cut to.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
If I think BT hired too many people and then realised they can't put them all in a room. Oh yeah, Diaz, Akanji, back to Diaz. He plays the ball forward. Haaland does so well to hold off Militao, but then passes it off the pitch. Not ideal from Haaland, but Militao, that's soft. Well, that's a City throw, yeah. Oh no, it did come off Haaland, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say that. That's what I thought was given.
I mean, overall decision was wrong there.
I thought that was soft. I think that's why Militao had so many grievances with it.
I don't know what he did wrong there.
No, that's soft. Diaz. Now Kyle Walker, and he goes over the top in search of Bernardo Silva or Haaland.
That's
Silva
sloppy from Bernardo. He doesn't need to do that. I mean, it might be accidental. It might just be he runs across Camavinga and clips him, but...
Yeah, I don't think it says much malice there.
It was off the ball, but that's annoying because that's giving Real possession. It's just little things like that could cost you in a game like this.
Yeah, but Real having possession actually helps City. When City have possession, Real drop really deep.
I think Real touched the ball.
Camavinga.
Oh, that is another silly foul from Real. He's lucky not to be booked.
Yeah, Camavinga's gone down there with very little invitation.
I know, but that's 3 fouls now from Bernardo in 9 minutes. He's going for a world record.
Yeah. Quickest
how many fouls?
Amount of successive fouls without getting a yellow card. Camavinga. Now back to Courtois. Alaba does well there, just stops the run of Haaland and he can't pressure Courtois quick enough. Courtois goes long. Walker beats Vinny in the air. De Bruyne touches down to Gundogan. Gundogan looking to create something here. Finds Grealish. Now Akanji to Rodri. Rodri opens up his body to find a pass forwards. Shifts it to Stones. Stones now has Silva as the wide option. Uses the Portuguese wide man. He goes inside. Rodri. Space to take the shot. Opts to not lift it out wide. Here is Jack Grealish. Nice touch. He can attack Danny Carvajal here. Goes to Rodri on the edge. Space and time to shoot. I don't think he will, though. Back out wide. Here is De Bruyne. This could go into the box. It does indeed.
What a ball.
And it's headed away by Militao, but it's still in there.
That was
claimed
going
Courtois.
to Erling Haaland. That one intercepted. And Courtois tries to play it fast, and Real, that is exactly what they want to do. Oh, Benzema's caught in possession. Real's struggling.
Yeah, Gary Weissman, by the way, welcome to the stream.
Equally, I mean, looking at Real, they don't really look too bothered that they're not having much of the ball.
No, well, this is exactly their game plan.
Yeah,
This is exactly how they played it in the first leg. They were happy to let City hold possession because the longer City have possession, the deeper Real can sit. Then when they win the ball back, they spring a counter. That's how Vinny scored.
It genuinely looked like Benzema just stood on the ball and let City take it off him.
Can't believe Cruz is only 33. Feels like he's been playing forever.
He's only 33.
Yeah, well, that's what Gary said. I think that sounds about right.
30, and he's won all of that.
He's won everything 3 times over, mate. He's a World Cup winner, of course, with Germany as well. Rodri, Stones, the space and time to shoot. The City players, they need to be encouraged to shoot more from these sorts of areas because they're just sort of sitting, passing it around Real Madrid. Grealish wants to cut inside, tries to find Gundogan.
Cheeky.
Here's Ilkay Gundogan. They just cross it, lads. Back out to Grealish.
Put Real under pressure, stop passing around their box.
Stones.
So he's going to go.
He takes aim and it's wide. Maybe don't encourage him to shoot. Yeah. Ignore me.
I mean, also you mentioned the World Cup there. Lautaro Martinez confirmed. He's the one of 2 players that could win the Champions League and the World Cup in this season. Obviously, Julian Alvarez being the other one, but City would have to get through tonight for him to have that chance. Imagine that though. Like you complete football in 1 year.
Does he get the Ballon d'Or?
What if Julian Alvarez wins the World Cup, Champions League, and Premier League?
If it's down to trophies, he should.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, what more could he do? But he's not really played.
That's the thing though. That's what Man City do. The fact that Erling Haaland...
And he's also won the league and potentially an FA Cup.
Yeah. I think their backup striker could win the World Cup, Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup.
Yeah, but equally 3 of those trophies are, every backup striker ever's going to win in a Premier League winning side. Bernardo Silva.
I mean, Ryan Birch.
And also, he's a magnificent player. Julian Alvarez.
Grealish.
Ball in. Haaland! It's off the line! Magnificent goalkeeper from Thibaut Courtois and hooked away by Alaba denies Haaland what should be a certain goal. Huge there from Thibaut Courtois.
What a save.
What a stop. And that's why he is considered the best goalkeeper in the world right now.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Stones.
For Alaba to read
Grealish
where it's
cuts in,
oh,
shot over the bar. Speculative shots aren't the Guardiola way. I know, Knick-Knack, but when they're passing it around the edge of the box, surely they just have to have a shot. But here,
what a save!
Haaland's,
and for
it's
Alaba
a good
to
effort.
React and get off the line.
Should Haaland score this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is it a poor shot from Erling Haaland?
I mean, to head it. It's not like he's trying to head it down into the ground then cause
I thought he was going to head it across goal. I'll be honest, I 100% thought that was a goal.
Oh yeah, and he should have scored. But Courtois did well. He took a gamble. He predicted where the ball was most likely to go, and it hit a part of his body and went out. Because it wasn't like he meant. Well, he didn't. Well, it's not like he didn't mean to save it. He just kind of jumped at it and hoped he got something on it.
So we'll make a note of this statistic, by the way. 84% possession in this opening 13 minutes so far for Manchester City. Real have barely had a touch of the ball.
But Ancelotti will look at it and go, "Oh yeah, that's all right."
That's exactly. It's suiting his game plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want to sit as deep as possible and hold strong against that pressure, and then when they get a chance on the counter, they spring into action and hopefully get a goal for their sake. Akanji tries to play it forwards. I think it's gone for Real play. It has indeed. It's a Manchester City corner.
Real look really poor, but again, I don't really know whether this is part of the illusion.
Well, Nick-Nack making an interesting comment saying this is as one-sided as you'd expect it to be if City were playing Sheffield United. I think you're giving Sheffield United a lot of credit there. I think City will be 3-0 by this point, but I get your
argument.
Does
not make that save.
No, he does not. Grealish puts it on the keeper there just to try and cause some problems, but Courtois matches it.
When you got a tall goalkeeper.
Well, Grealish cutting inside and stopped by Vinicius Junior. Junior can't get it out of his feet. Gundogan, ball to the back post. Doesn't quite meet Erling Haaland. Bernardo Silva keeping it alive. I think it's come off him though. And out for a throw it has indeed. He's frustrated by it. It's a round throw.
The way this is going, I'm just expecting Ancelotti to raise his eyebrow in about 25 minutes and Benzema to go and stick one up there.
Nick says it's hard to tell if their tactics or if they literally can't compete. It's the same as what happened in the first leg. Real aren't really... I mean, they're under the cosh a lot more than they were in the first leg, don't get me wrong. The first leg, they had none of the ball, but City really didn't create anything clear cut. But Real, if they can resist this early onslaught, I'd make them favourites because we know how good they are on the counter. We saw that last time. As soon as they got the ball forward to Vinny, it was a goal.
I mean, these first 50 years, it looks like...
And actually, if they try and play more open and try and be more expansive and go for goal, they're going to get carved open way more easily.
But yeah, no, I think the first 15 minutes, it looks like they're trying to give City a chance, if anything. You're trying to make the game more competitive.
But yeah, if you become open against Manchester City, they'll play the ball in behind. Haaland scores. So at the moment, they're just limiting the impact of Erling Haaland. Since they know Pep Guardiola teams don't shoot from range, they're happy to allow Stones and Rodri to have the ball about 30 yards out.
And the one time the ball did get in the box, Courtois matched it.
I mean, they're sat in a 5-4-1 at times, or a 4-1-4-1 actually. It tends to be Toni Kroos sitting in sort of the base of the midfield, and then you have the four across the middle, both the wingers slotting back just to create a really deep low block. And then Benzema's isolated at the moment, but we know obviously Rodrigo and Vinicius can spring forward in a counter-attack. So that is exactly what they're trying to do here, Real Madrid. And so far, it's working. They've not conceded, have they? So, at the moment, they're all right. As Aquani George says, Madrid, all you need is one counter and the game is over. I wouldn't say the game is over, as we saw in the first leg. Real scored, but City still came back. But if Real can get a goal and then maintain this defensive performance, well, there's absolutely no reason why they can't just see out a 1-0 victory tonight, and then they're through to a Champions League final where they should be Inter Milan comfortably. Gundogan, dink ball forward, poor ball, and that's going to be out for a goal kick. But to play that negatively is just admitting that City are a far better team. Well, I think they are a far better team. I don't think they should feel ashamed to admit that, really. Like, yeah, Real are a big, big club, but right now, Man City are undeniably the best team in the world. And in order to beat them, you've got to play it a little dirty. And ultimately, it's what's cost teams like Arsenal. Arsenal tried to play their brand of football, and look how easy they were carved open in both games versus Man City this season. Look at Manchester United. They tried to play their brand of football. In one game, it was successful 2-1, but in the other, they conceded 6. So yes, you can beat City. They're not unbeatable. No team is invincible, but other than Arsenal in 2003-04, but in the Premier at least. But you can't go hell for leather here because City are too good. You'd have to rely on them having an off day, which they've only had very few of this season. If you look at the teams that have been successful against them, they've held it relatively. Even look at Newcastle. They were so compact, and they all just scored 3 early goals. They still only drew that game 3-3.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to play this system really against City to be the most effective, especially since it's not like a throwaway league game. This is a must-win match to be in the Champions League final. De Bruyne takes aim from range, and I thought that caught out Courtois there, but Courtois just sees it wide. Excellent goalkeeping.
Yeah.
Just sees it wide. De Bruyne, not a bad effort. I thought that might just curve into the bottom corner, but yeah, well left by Courtois because there's other goalkeepers that would have just got something on that and given away a corner. But Real looking to play out from the back now. Might actually play some football. Carvajal finds Modric. Great control as he turns and looks to play it forwards but can't. Lovely little back heel, but that's not kept on, and it's a City throw. Real really struggling to play out. Really, really struggling to play against this City high line. You do get the feeling if Real can break through it, they're in. But it's a match that's a big if, because at the moment City are proving themselves incredibly difficult to break down. But equally so Real. So you've created one clear-cut opportunity, and even that Haaland, it's not I can't imagine it generated too high an XG.
I mean, Real are the type of team to have one shot and score.
Yeah, just the one shot on target for City so far. 0.75 expected goals generated. Ultimately, they've not had anything too clear-cut yet.
No, but the only way I don't see this going extra time is if one team can get 2 goals ahead. Because I think even if one team takes the lead, the other one will respond.
I don't know, because if City score, I think Madrid will become less disciplined, and then arguably City can either get second or Real push too hard and still don't score.
I mean, that's what we've seen in their last few games. That's the Chelsea game, the City game. Everyone was just going hell for leather and everyone scored loads of goals.
Yeah.
That was last season's Champions League.
But that was a different City side and a different Real side. This City team are so difficult to play against.
Different system, yeah.
There's just, this system's absolutely ridiculous. Like, no tactics seemingly is able to stop it. So have City lost while playing this formation? Yeah. Obviously in the initial stages, but once they've figured out what they're doing with this 3-2-4-1, once the players know exactly what they're doing, it's seemingly impossible to beat them. But
yeah,
you just get the feeling that if they'd started, if they had this formation all through pre-season and into the start of the season, would they have just won every single match? Possibly. De Bruyne, ball to the back post. Akanji heads it into the box. Haaland, what a stop!
It's mad ridiculous.
Courtois is so good. So good, because this is he saved this from the depths. Like, that is past him, and not only does he get a hand to it and push it out, he pushes it around a post. Magnificent, and that one was almost bundled home by City, but not quite.
And this is why football fans annoy me, because people tried to debate with me yesterday that Alisson was better than Courtois.
Alisson makes too many errors, in my opinion. I don't think...
And doesn't make that
Courtois is, at times, seemingly unfallible. Like, yes, you could look at the Liverpool game this season, an example of him making a very big mistake. But that ultimately... They were fine in the end, because it's Real Madrid, and Liverpool a bit of a mess at the time.
That's a very rare occurrence that Courtois makes an error.
I think Alisson errors are a very rare occurrence, but he has made...
Then more.
But the problem is I can't judge them both equally because I watch a lot more Alisson. So if he makes a mistake, I'm going to see it because I watch a lot more Liverpool, and a lot of the media I consume is to do with the Premier League. Whereas I don't, in all honesty, I don't watch loads of the Liga games. I don't watch or follow much of the Liga content and media. So I can't really say that whether Courtois made mistakes this season because I haven't seen them. So to Stegen, I was convinced he was a terrible goalkeeper because I watched the Bayern-Barca game and they lost 8-2. And that was it. Like, other than that, but then this season he's got the record for clean sheets over Thibaut Courtois, who I view as the best goalkeeper in the world. So,
as much as that is testament to Stegen, that defence has done very well in front of him as well.
It has, but if you look at the players in it, I wouldn't say they've got a better defence than Real Madrid. Yet they are winning the league.
I think Real's team's a lot
on
better.
Merit. Here is Bernardo Silva. Finds John Stones.
I've been intrigued to see how many passes Real Madrid have made this game.
Walker, about 5.
I was going to say, it's definitely...
Bernardo in behind, should score, there we go. The first goal of the game comes through Bernardo Silva. Manchester City have carved Real Madrid open one too many times, and now they find the back of the net. Bernardo Silva, cool, calm, collected and composed in front of goal, smashes it past Courtois, who was at an absolute loss as to how to stop that one. Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 0. The deadlock is broken in this second leg. It's Man City 1, Madrid 0. A big goal in this tie, and Vinny's complaining to Carlo Ancelotti, saying actually if we don't change the system, if we continue being this negative, well, we're just going to end up losing because at the moment we're being run over. De Bruyne finds Bernardo smashes home, great finish from the Portuguese playmaker, a lovely ball through from Bernardo Silva, well taken. Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 0. But yeah, thought he'd overplayed it for a second. What? You thought Bernardo took too many touches? Yeah. It did seem that way for a moment, but yeah. Seems judges to perfection, actually, Bernardo Silva. And it's a well-taken finish to get this deadlock broken and get this Champions League final underway. But yeah, with the way the match was going, it was only a matter of time. Yeah, and maybe now Real Madrid need a tactical rethink because they have been carved open too easily too many times. You do just get the feeling that without significant change, there is little Real can do actually to prevent a City onslaught. Okay, I will just, by the way, say thank you to everyone, considering our Wi-Fi is struggling at the moment, but thank you to every single one of you that's tuning in right now. Kevin De Bruyne trying to bring that ball forwards. Goes to Bernardo. Now Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Now Rodri. Here's Kyle Walker, and he finds Rodri. Rodri back to Walker and City. Now just clocking up a few more passes. Trying to get that pass success rate up and those possession stats. Not that they're not already ridiculously high. But, yeah.
That's going to be interesting now.
Could easily have been 3-0 by this point. You're spot on, Gary. It really could have been.
It's going to be interesting what happens now, because Real have got to respond. But I guess it's about when and where. I mean, look at this. Since the goal, I think I've seen them already make more passes than they did.
And here he's trying to find Benzema. Stones wins the header. Valverde down to Modric.
They look like team, Real.
Walker,
I know that wasn't great
Bernardo.
there, but I mean, that's the furthest forward they've ever been.
Well, there's a lot more attacking intent now because they know that they have to attack now in this game. They can't sit behind the ball for 90 minutes.
But do not count them out. They're Real Madrid.
Oh, of course. And they've got some magnificent players who can change this game in an instant. I think Ancelotti has made a mistake here. I think he went too defensive. And ultimately, in the first leg, they could hold that, withstand that pressure.
Yeah.
But in this game, they've been carved open way too easily. Haaland, touch! Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal.
I mean, Courtois' route to the spot.
Yeah. If that was in the top corner, then that's 1-0. That's 2-0, sorry, and City are flying.
I think managers are just trying anything they can to stop his pet system, and no one's managed to crack it.
Haaland just opens his body up really well, gets a bit of space. He's got the time, he's got the space to take a shot. He takes a shot, but it's not quite on target. Vinicius. Apparently it struck his arm. And it's a Manchester City free kick. Long ball seems to be the best route forward for Real Madrid. Well, they wanted to play this counter-attacking system. It works with the players they've got. They can still do that without having to sit so deep. Gundogan. Here's Bernardo. Now Stones. Is there an option inside for him? No, so he's forced back to Rodri. Rodri finds Akanji. Touch out the feet. Here is Gundogan. Now Grealish. Can he get the ball into the box? Jack Grealish. No, opts to go back to Gundogan. Now here's Akanji. And Stones. Now there's Walker. Stones. Ederson. City sitting deep now. We know City... the thing is, City are able to play out of the press so much easier, look. Real don't press as a unit. Their attackers have gone forward, but ultimately there's so much space in behind those attackers. City just 1 or 2 passes, they're out, and they're coming at Real Madrid. Their defence is sat way too deep. And I know they want to keep Haaland quiet, and by sitting deep you do that well, but they're not at the moment. Haaland's already had 3 chances. He probably should have scored by now.
Yes, Erling Haaland's good, but City have 10 other players.
Yeah. Holland chat, by the way, not as even as this game is so far. City have dominated, but chat thinks Real Madrid are going to win. 45% have gone for Real Madrid, 42% for Manchester City, 13% opting for a draw. Here is David Alaba.
That is interesting.
Ball out of play.
I think it is close, though.
Perhaps Madrid aren't used to having to press. Potentially knick-knack.
Let's be honest, they don't have to put pressure on the Heon defenders. You know, I don't think Heon defenders get the ball.
I don't think Heon are in the top division, are they?
Rodrigo, I don't know. Rodrigo just passed it to Ancelotti.
I can't remember. Ancelotti wants a touch.
He just subbed himself on. Run it in midfield. Man like Erling Haaland. But yeah, no, it's going to be...
Ball out wide,
I'm
Carvajal.
intrigued to see the response.
Nods it out, and it's a City throw. Yeah, I honestly have no explanation as to why Real have been so negative in this game. They've definitely got to change something. Obviously, we know they wanted to try and sit in a low block and keep City quiet, but it's not worked. They've not got out to City quick enough. They've been passed around pretty much. And it was, I don't know why, when they saw how easy City were carving them open, they didn't change something. Because a goal felt almost inevitable.
I mean, it's interesting because it's weird they've gone defensive because if you ask me, I think that Real Madrid are as good of a team as City are. So why they play defensive like they're worse than them, I don't know.
Ready goal in the WSL, by the way. I'll take it just in the notification. Chelsea win 1, West Ham women 0. That would put Chelsea top of the WSL as it stands.
Arsenal
with 2 games to go.
They want European football, but obviously Chelsea looking for the domestic double again.
Courtois. Walker. Lovely little flick around the corner. Alaba. Cruz. Alaba. Bernardo.
He's lost
Here's
the ball.
Gundogan. Feeds through Haaland, but he's overplayed. He's overpassed it. Yeah, overhit it.
Neves Charles that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Militao's down on the far side.
This is Waring, of course, missed the first leg due to suspension.
No, Rudiger doesn't get the start.
Now he's absolutely fine.
Oh. Why did he fall over then?
I think he had a break. He
Knocked him over.
was trying to get a free kick.
Oh, he did get a free kick.
Ah.
That's why the ref stopped the game.
A little over-eager there, Erling Haaland to win back possession.
This time I think if Alaba's got the ball on the other side, why does the ref need to stop the game?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just an unnecessary stoppage.
I guess it's centre-half down. If City win the ball back, then Real will have complaints. Ball over the top from City. Diaz, no mistake, though.
45 passes completed by Real Madrid. We weren't joking when we said they only made
267, by the way, for Manchester City.
Mental.
267 to 45 passes.
They've passed the ball to each other.
It's ridiculous.
269 in 31 minutes.
I think Real have had 45 passes in this attack alone. Here is Camavinga.
That is crazy.
Cruz.
I can't do the quick maths in my head, but that's a lot of
Camavinga.
passes a minute.
Rodrigo. And he feeds through
what a
Vinicius.
ball.
And this is the sort of pass that can open up Manchester City. Vinicius,
Walker's
great
done
defending
well.
from Kyle Walker.
He's so quick.
That's exactly why they've deployed him in that role, rather than using Ake tonight. But no, Ake's out injured, isn't he? But rather than playing a Rico Lewis, something like that, they want Kyle Walker playing that centre-half role, that right-back role, because they know he's the only player in the world that can keep up with Vinicius.
He got caught out,
right
and Vinny was in, but he caught out.
Yeah. Arguably the best one-on-one defender in world football. That's exactly why they operate him there. Maybe Wan-Bissaka, you could argue as well. On current form, of course. Rodri. And the fullbacks. I know centre-halves are obviously magnificent at it, but Akanji, Haaland, De Bruyne tries to feed it through, stopped by Carvajal, and now Real could counter. Modric just drives it past Bernardo, goes in for a run. Here is Rodrigo. Big game player, Rodrigo. Can he come up with something now? Feeds it through. Karim Benzema in behind. But Ederson quick off his line and he's quick to it. Gets the ball first. Benzema inches away though from glory there. Akanji. Now Gundogan. Now Akanji. Grealish. And back to his Swiss centre half. Now it's Ruben Diaz. Akanji. Back to Ederson. Benzema applies the press, but Ederson smashes it long. Absolutely no chance the Frenchman's going to be taking the ball off him in such a position. Tries to make a pass completed in the second 15 minutes than the first 15 for Real Madrid. That's an impeccable stat knick-knack, but yeah. Equally though, that could be applied to many teams and sound less, amazing, because you can make 100 passes in the first 15 and then 200 in the next 15. You've still made a hell of a lot of passes. Luka Modric. Here is Dani Carvajal, blocked by Kanji, and will go out for a corner. Real's first real sniff of an opportunity in this game. I don't think they've had a shot yet, let alone an effort on target. So potentially this could be, if they score from their first attack of the game, this would be the definition of smash and grab. Luka Modric over this corner then. Who could he aim for? Well, he's got the likes of Karim Benzema, David Alaba, Eder Militao as options in the centre. Ball in.
That's a ball.
Aimed for Militao, but he gets a touch to it. Not a touch ahead to get goalwards.
Luka
Vinicius.
So good.
Benzema. Can Madrid create something? Here is Toni Kroos. Touch up the feet and he's shooting it against the bar.
Wow.
It's so close from Toni Kroos.
That I thought I was in.
I thought that might just... it's hit so perfectly.
Beat Ederson.
A flat foot. If it was a little lower, Ederson would have got there. So,
magnificent.
you make the argument it doesn't matter that it struck the bar, but still, not far away at all from Toni Kroos. Striking the bar. And you cannot afford Kroos that sort of time and space in that area because he can produce a shot like that.
So sweetly.
Yeah. That's Real's first of the game.
What a goal! What a hit it was!
Yeah, that had got in.
Oh, that one shot was an absolute belter.
Gundogan, Rodri. Definition of FM'd.
Oh, it's brilliant run.
Stones.
That rolling
Driving through the middle. Can he find Bernardo? Why on earth
that?
he's cleared it, I don't know. But Bernardo gives him a little applause. Stones not intending.
Yeah, I just praised him for the role he plays in the
pitch.
system, and he just smashed it. Like he's playing rugby.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
A little overzealous with the pass there, John Stones, to say the least. But yeah, chat, because Nick Nat's getting involved a lot. Thank you, Nick Nat. But if you are tuning in, then get involved with chat. Give us your thoughts on the game, and if we see a comment that we think is brilliant, or just a comment for if you say hi or anything like that, we'll say hi back. But yeah, well, God, that would have been shows how important the second goal is. Indeed, Nick Nat. Manchester City, we know, are very capable of scoring in this game, and we hope we do because they know Real are even more capable, or as equal capable. Gundogan, good area and a big block from Gundogan. Bernardo heads home. It's Man City second. It's Bernardo second. 3-1 on aggregate. City are flying. 36 minutes play. It's 2-0. Is that game over? Potentially so. You never want to doubt. You don't ever count out Real Madrid, but Manchester City have got off to a flying start here, and they're trying to put the game out of reach. Gundogan, a lovely little bit of play inside the penalty area of Real Madrid. He takes a shot. It's blocked by Eder Militao. Falls to Bernardo Silva, who heads home well. No chance for Courtois. Real Madrid 2. Manchester City 2. Real Madrid 0. 3-1 on aggregate. A long way back now.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. I mean, it's poor from Real, though.
The technique from this header, by the way. Gundogan shouldn't be given time and space in there.
Why is he so empty? Why is it absolutely no one on him?
Yeah. Everyone rushed over to try and thwart the chance for Gundogan. It flicked
Silva,
off of...
I mean, he's on for a hat-trick.
Gundogan,
and what a time for him to get a double. This is...
Elated, sprinting towards the corner flag. And another very happy face is that of Pep Guardiola, gallivanting down the touchline.
Both teams know how massive that is, though.
Yeah, quite possibly game over. Another goal seals it, says Nick Nack. Will says Bernardo Silva criminally underrated, indeed. Such a magnificent player, both technically but also his work ethic. He works so hard, both on the ball and off the ball, Bernardo Silva. Magnificent player, and I think his performance so far merits the 2 goals he's got. Undeniably quality. And we've spoken in the past actually how I think Bernardo in a Champions League game is a bad pick, and said it should be Mahrez because Mahrez can change games in an instant and he is such a threat from dead ball situations. But in this game, Bernardo proving his worth to this Manchester City side, proving why Pep Guardiola backs him in this system. And I mean, I didn't give a prediction in build up, I'm going to definitely pretend I went 2-0.
I'll be honest.
Here's Eder Militao.
I still don't count Real Madrid out.
Oh, no, you do not. You never count Real Madrid out.
We're not even at half time.
It could be 6-0 City, and I'll be like, well, you never know.
I have not seen any...
If Ancelotti winks at someone, it's over.
I have not seen any eyebrow movement.
Yeah. Carl, welcome to the stream. Manchester City win the Champions League. Well, it's seeming that way, isn't it? I do think if they get to the final, they are nailed on favourites. Inter Milan are a good side, but they are not of the quality of Man City. And I mean, Man City at the moment are running rings around arguably the second best team in the world. So I can't really see an argument for Inter having any hope in that final. But yeah, it's a long way back now for Real Madrid. But if you get it back, if you'd be a very brave man to bet against Real Madrid, they're incredibly strong.
Is that eyebrow?
That does look like an eyebrow up for Carlo Ancelotti. A long way to go. Still 5 minutes off this half, then another 45. Every chance that Real Madrid can turn the tide of this game, but yeah, City looking incredibly strong, and that's another foul. Bernardo does well to draw the foul there from Eduardo Camavinga. Those two have had quite the battle so far, and I mean, you'd say Bernardo's had the edge based on his 2 goals, but it's been very even, I'd say. Manchester City now with a free kick. It's not really an area that they can generate a high goal-scoring opportunity from, but it's an area where they can get the ball into the box, and we've seen already how, they've created 2 chances for Haaland, which he really should have finished, headed chances, but not quite in the goal. Could this be a rout? Asks Knick-Knack. Why not?
Real won't let it happen.
Well, I don't think they've got a choice. At the moment, Manchester City are methodically and ruthlessly tearing them apart. What hope do Madrid have at this point? They've got to change something up tactically, whether that's personnel as well, I don't know. But something's got to change in the second half. And they've conceded another set corner there. I feel like that doesn't need to go out of play from Rodrigo.
I don't think Rodrigo's touched the ball.
Oh, yes, there. That's why it's a corner.
I don't think he's touched the ball apart from that.
No, he's not really been involved. But he is a clutch player, so you don't take him off in a game like this.
No.
You just don't. But equally so is Asensio, so maybe bring them both on. For Real Madrid, I think they need a goal. Obviously, if they'd love one in the first half, but they'll be looking at the 60-minute mark as pivotal. If they're still 2 goals down by then, it's a very long way back. And obviously, they cannot afford to concede a third. So it looks more likely that they'll concede than score. Here come Real Madrid, though. Carvalho just smashing it forward. Vinny, no real hope of getting to that ball. And City, it runs through their defenders, and they're now comfortable in possession once more. The ref seems keen to get into it with the City players. I don't know why he keeps running at them, but yeah, he loves an argument, this referee.
Way to stamp your authority, I guess. Just sprint at the players and scare them.
German Marcinek, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. Very passionate referee. Home advantage, though, you always get more decisions at home. It depends on the team, doesn't it? I feel like teams like Liverpool and Real Madrid get more decisions at home because the crowd creates such an atmosphere that it can be intimidating for refs. I think it's a bit of a myth. Most refs are very level-headed, but you have some refs that can be swayed by that home crowd.
Depends who you are.
Yeah. Kenilworth Road, mate. Refs might as well not exist. Everything goes low because you just want to survive. Because the fans there are within touching distance. If they want to wig you, they can. Kevin De Bruyne, here is Rodri. Man City camped now on Real Madrid's box once more. And they form this almost a U shape with their passes, or a V shape. They go round to the left, round to the right, round to the left, just looking, generating opportunity, slowly breaking down Real Madrid until they see a chance, till they spot an opportunity, and then it's a ball into the box, it's Erling Haaland, and it's potentially a goal. But so far, Real holding strong since they've conceded, since the last goal. But all it takes is one pass through, one sudden lapse in concentration, and Manchester City are in once more. Akanji, Gundogan. Here is Stones, now Akanji. Can he pick someone out with the pass? He finds Kevin De Bruyne, tries to feed through Erling Haaland, but it rolls all the way through to Courtois. Real live to fight another day. Valverde robbed of possession in the midfield. Rodri, Haaland. Haaland can't get there. Good from Cruz. Falls though to Rodri. And he goes back to Gundogan. Gundogan has Bernardo and Akers, by the way. He has been a real problem for Real Madrid tonight. I don't know why they keep leaving him on mark, but he's cutting inside again here, full of confidence. Goes across the pitch. Kevin De Bruyne.
Should have hit it. Should have hit it, De Bruyne. Why he ran onto it.
Came on a bit of an awkward angle, but still could have done something with it.
2 minutes to go. Real got to make sure they don't concede again. Get a half time. Make sure you can change something. And wow, see what happens.
Yeah.
Header away. Rodri. Straight across.
League One refs are unbelievably biased towards the away team. Some diabolical decisions for Ipswich away and against Ipswich whilst at home, says Will. Well, I guess that's the pendulum swings both ways, doesn't it? Because refs will be so keen to ensure they don't come across as biased to the home side that they may inadvertently be biased to the away team. I do think, however, Championship and League One referees make a lot of mistakes. Like even last night, Amari Bell, it's a blatant handball, and I love Luton so much, but I can admit that was a penalty.
Handballs I can agree with more
because it's hard to see.
It's hard to see, but some of them are just like, how are you not seeing that?
Well, I do think VAR should be in the Championship. There's no reason why it shouldn't. The Saints are all capable of having that technology.
Hang on,
De Bruyne across to Grealish. The touch is poor.
He
should be putting a stop to the game there in that moment, but yeah, I can't.
He's got flattered.
believe that touch there from Jack Grealish. That should be game, set, match, but instead he drags it wide and Real live on. But they've got to change something, Real. They're getting carved open time and time again. De Bruyne, it falls to Gundogan. It's an awkward angle. Haaland touches it. Akanji now in the box. And it's blocked by Alaba and out for a...
Yeah, I guess the problem with VAR at those levels is obviously A, you've got to find the personnel that are trained to do it.
Yeah.
Or you've got to train a load of officials. And B, Stockley Park can't have that many games going on.
Can it not?
No.
They're not watching the Prem games anyway, mate. They don't pay
Genuinely,
attention.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are watching Prem games.
I think that the FA should be committed to investing in referees because they are such a pivotal part of the game. I don't know if it's the FA's job. I'm just getting... Is it PGMOL? Are they anything to do with the EFL?
Premier League.
Okay. Well, who does EFL refs? Is it just the AFL?
Genuinely,
do they have a referee? But surely, Ben, by the way, no added time. The referee's not keen to see any more of this game. He's bored. He wants Real Madrid to get into the title as quickly as possible and to try and ignite a comeback in the second half because at the moment they're an absolute loss. But yeah, half time here at the Etihad. Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 0, 3-1 on aggregate to the Sky Blues. And at the moment, Man City would be flying through into another Champions League final, their second Champions League final in the last 3 years.
To be fair, I'd love to see VAR at the Den. Imagine the Millwall fans find the monitor at the referee.
It would get smashed up within an instant.
Oh yeah. Someone's going to put their foot through the back of it.
Probably a rock, mate, not a foot.
A rock. I mean, what a half for Man City. Brilliant. And obviously it has finished 0-0 at half time. There's for commentary. Nothing's happened. It was 0-0 in the first leg. It's 0-0 at half time in the second leg. Genuinely, I don't think either team's actually turned up to play football.
Well, that's the thing. Commentary could put 9 men behind the ball and just get Tubo Akpom to run at people all night.
I mean, commentary
not commentaries. Victor Kaikoris to run at people all night. That's what I meant.
Commentary have played 13 games at the Riverside and have lost them all.
By the way, the statistics are truly horrifying. This is a Champions League semi-final, let me remind you. 72% possession for Manchester City in this game. 1.54 XG to 0.01. That one shot from Toni Kroos remains Real Madrid's only registered shot of the match. 13 to 1 shots, 5 on target to none on target. Real have to do something. They're not actually doing anything.
If I read those stats out and didn't tell anyone which team was which one would you think had no won the Champions League before and which team would you think had won it 13 times?
Well, if you just read out the stats and tell me to predict which teams are playing, I'd probably go Man City versus Stockport County, but yeah, somehow Man City are only 2-0 up in this game, which seems mental to say.
Stockport County would do well to keep 19% of the ball against Man City. 29% of the ball. And our shot.
Exactly. But VAR ruins the game. I don't know if it does, Nick. I think VAR makes more right decisions than it does wrong. It's just that because it's a video assistant referee, when it does make bad calls or doesn't pick up on calls at all, it gets a bad rep, obviously.
I very much like listening in to because the PGMOL released clips and videos of VAR in action, several decisions this year. I mean, the decisions they've released them all are all kind of standard decisions, but it's interesting how it works.
Yeah. We'll say, by the way, while we're on the topic, sorry to interrupt you, but while we're on the topic of referees, I do think the standard of refereeing and officiating in the Champions League is better than in domestic leagues.
Yeah,
I would say.
Because they pick the best leagues from around the world.
But also there is no bias. These referees don't referee these teams often.
We watched, it was Anthony Taylor did Roma final. He doesn't know what a Roma or what a final is.
He's heard of Rome before, but he's a loss. He can't speak the language. They don't know what he's saying. They could call him wanker in German. And
I think the generic language is
Dutch.
English. I think most teams do speak English.
No, they've got to, if not, how are they going to communicate? Yeah. But they could call... Anthony Taylor, there's no way that man knows more than one language.
Yeah.
So...
Shout abuse.
You can... Yeah, exactly. So I think there'll be less chance for the ref to feel offended than go against the team.
But the one thing is, you say that... Well, the one thing that annoys me is because... It's my understanding that the referee for the Champions League game, so Anthony Taylor, will pick his officiating team for the Champions League game. So, I mean, he always has his linos. It's the same 3 people.
Well, I broke that elbow Robbo.
No, that's different. That wasn't Anthony Taylor refereeing that game. He has a short, There's a short man with like spiked up hair, and another guy, and he takes those two. But also the VAR officials are picked by him. They're the same
Short
people.
man.
The same people that he does it in. There's no language
Oh,
barrier.
the bloke
there.
that calls him Tails.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, yeah. Imagine it was some Italian bloke.
I think
It's
it
like
gets
just
a decision because but how do those 5 people work so quickly and well in the Champions League, but when they go to the Premier League, it's all wrong?
I've never seen that the Italian referee in the Champions League. He's not allowed, is he?
Yeah.
Because it's all England teams.
Oh, Champions Europa League. It's under Europa League.
Exactly. Who's got the final, by the way? Surely that's been announced by now.
I don't know yet. No, they can't because obviously if City get there, they can't have an English referee. So we know it won't be an Italian referee.
We knew Michael Oliver was going to do the Champions League the World Cup final last year, didn't we?
No, he didn't get World Cup final. Well, he got a.
Did he get UCL final last year?
Yeah, I think he got UCL final
There's
last
an
year
English side there.
because Liverpool. I think because we were talking about it because I remember he got a final, but then it got taken away because an English side got there and he can't.
Well, that would be the Champions League final, then, wouldn't
probably.
it? Yeah. Harsh on Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
Is that a problem that English refs will never actually get to referee a Champions League final because the English sides are actually too successful? Potentially. But yeah, Precious Monnier, welcome to the stream, coming in saying Haaland will score the 3rd goal. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's Erling Haaland, isn't it? Yeah. And then Gary says, in his own net, and Real will come back to win the match. I love it. Love the thought that Real might come back. I don't know. It's going to be a long way back now for Real Madrid. I think they can definitely do it, but...
Yeah. I'm honest, I think it could be an English referee this year. If City get there, obviously it won't be. Actually, when you look at it, it probably won't be a Spanish or English, and it can't be Italian, and it can't be Marciniak because he's done
because
the semis.
He's done, yeah. So, which maybe... Well, Turpin did the other semi, so I was about to say him because he's the only other referee I know, but he can't. He's done a semi.
I don't think they can do it. I don't think they do semi. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? They give one referee both the semi-final and the final.
Should we have a look at who did like the quarters?
I'm trying to think. Eagerly, it could be, if Real turns around, then Anthony Taylor could do it. And that would be really exciting. But yeah, I mean, City have been...
Daniele Ossato?
Italian.
Oh yeah, he can't do it. Are there any refs left in the world? That's Turpin.
Yeah.
He could do it, he's French.
He could. But yeah, City...
Jesus Gill is Spanish. There's no one left.
City have been in complete dominance. Real have been miles off the pace. They're going to need a big comeback if they want to get back in this game.
Francois Letexier. A Frenchman.
Yeah.
Will he get the chance? I could just Google who will ref the Champions League final.
They might have already discussed it and then just... Precious Money is just City all the way. I think 4-3 still on. I mean, it is still on. It'd be mental.
Oh no, it's only last year. Clement Turpin did last year's final.
So he
it was
definitely
announced
can't do this year's then.
The 11th of May.
Unless you wait for different rules to FA.
An international referee since 2010, the 39-year-old Clement Turpin will be officiating his first Champions League final. But yeah, he's a relatively young... He does look young, doesn't he? Yeah. 39 is quite young for a ref.
And saying he's already, to be fair, he's already refereed the Champions League final.
Very successful referee, yeah.
Good
Shout out Clement Turpin, lad.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen a lot of Turpin over the years because, well, we've been doing this, 3 years now?
Yeah.
So we've sort of seen Turpin. We're seeing the rise of Turpin.
We've followed his career.
Yeah. I think 4-3 is still on. Wow, Miguel. You've had 2 goals already, Will. You need another, my maths is around 5 in the second half.
But I mean, you say obviously that it's the standard in... But obviously there's no reason why... I mean, obviously we saw it in the Premier League this year. We saw the first non-English referee in Jared Gillett. So there's no reason why referees from other countries can't referee in other domestic leagues. Like, there's no reason Turpin can't come referee in the Premier League.
I'd love him to. I think he's better than anything we've got.
Oh, ours are right. That's the problem, though. And obviously, we talk about that standard refereeing the Championship League 1. That's where we're getting our Premier League referees from. And let's be honest, they haven't been great.
Well, Gillett's all right.
He didn't come... He's Australian. He didn't come from the Championship.
Ah. Where'd he come from?
I don't know where they found him.
I was going to say, the A-League. That's Aussie rules. Yeah, he's good at break up scraps, mate. They're just 2-foot each other in the head over there.
Melbourne victory versus Melbourne
No,
City.
they don't. Although that game was called off, wasn't it? Because that's the only time I've seen the A-League mentioned this year was when they had to call that game off because the ultras set fire to stuff.
Never.
And attract the goalkeeper.
Australian people just seem so nice.
No, well, they were angry because the A-League at the moment, if you win the A-League final, because they have it like the MLS, they have a final. If you win the A-League final, you then host it for the next year. So obviously, for like Melbourne Victory, you always get there. That's a positive. But they had decided they were just going to move it to Sydney, like Wembley, but rather than having it because they've moved it to Australia's national team stadium, but that is also the home of Sydney Wanderers. So that seems unfair, obviously, to all the other fans who've then got to travel across the country to Sydney, and then and also Sydney Wanderers aren't up there, so it's going to be like. Yeah. But if they were, that would hand them a home advantage. So they don't want to see that, and that's why they were unhappy. But yeah, I don't know why we've got onto the A-League, but shout out Jared Gillett.
Watch some.
Mate.
We'll be watching football in Australia this summer. Not the A-League, but
we might do a couple warm-up streams during June for some MLS.
Maybe
to practice streaming at 3 a.m. But it's more likely I'll be doing it because you'll be like doing actual life stuff at 3 a.m. on a random Wednesday, whereas
I might just be asleep.
I have nothing to do. But yeah, of course, if you are free between the hours, the early hours of the mornings in all of July and August, and the start of August, then join us.
Whilst we know our coverage of the Women's World Cup. All from Britain or Europe. Of course.
So Gary Weissman, mate, you'll be able to tune into every stream. Well, exactly. Because we'll be getting up at 3 a.m, which presumably is a normal time for you, Gary. So it's 3 a.m. now when you're tuning in, right?
Or somewhat normal time. But
Yeah.
So towards what? So Australia, Asia, America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be normal time for you lot. Obviously, you're probably not watching now because it's now not a normal time for you. Right?
Exactly. Right, should we talk about the game ahead?
Yes.
Because Manchester City thus far have been dominant.
Rather than playing for Park.
I mean, I can read out the statistics again. They get more and more mental every time you look at them. But
it's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, Real really have been no match. They've been bogged down in possession. They've sat way too deep. They've been under the cosh for most of the game. And they've not really had much going on in the form of an attack.
No. And it's got to be a big response. Big response from Real in the second half.
Pressure says, if City wins, you get their logo tattoo. No. If it was like, if FC Nordsjælland win the Champions League, I'll get it. Maybe. But Man City, I'm not getting a tattoo of City. Who do you want to go through in the League One Championship playoffs? Who do you think will go through?
I'll let you go first because I know you can say the Championship.
Well, Championship is going to be Luton Town because Luton Town are fucking massive. Look at us last night. Huge.
Go to Wembley.
Yes. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting when tickets go on sale, but I will 100% be refreshing the site or sat in the queue, more likely.
What, 4 people?
That is disrespectful, mate. Leave. And then League One, I mean, who's even in it? Bolton, Peterborough?
Sheffield.
Wednesday 4-0 down when it's going into Thursday.
I wouldn't count that to pull that back. I'd expect it to be Peterborough, and I'd probably...
When do Bolton Barnsley play again?
Barnsley are boring. I just think Barnsley are really boring
Friday?
football club.
Thursday? Who knows? Oh, they play Friday, Barnsley, but it's 1-1 going into the second leg, so it could be either Bolton or Barnsley.
Is that Bolton?
How about Peterborough, up the posh?
Yeah, Peterborough will be there. Sheffield's Wednesday have thrown that away.
Well, if Peterborough can score 4, why can't Wednesday?
Sheffield Wednesday won't score 4.
If it was on Wednesday, I'd back Wednesday because obviously it's their day, but...
Well, only win on Wednesday.
Mate, if Sheffield Wednesday ever lose a game on a Wednesday, then football's rigged.
They never played on a Wednesday.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, where it's being held? If you mean the Women's World Cup, it's in Australia, Gary.
Down under.
Yeah, indeed. Down under.
We're going to put on Australian accents for the whole coverage.
We are not. But yeah, we've got some 2 a.m. streams. We've got some 3:30 a.m.
flags back out.
Yeah. And we haven't got like all world bunting. We might have to try and get that before July.
Still got it, no?
Yeah, but I don't think Qatar are at the Women's World Cup. I'm not too sure. Or Saudi Arabia. Can't be sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't think they would.
It would surprise me a lot.
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
They wouldn't better get themselves there either. They have to get someone else to transport them there.
What?
If it was in Saudi, because they don't let them drive.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, I would surprise me given the lack of women's rights in Saudi Arabia if they had a women's national team. You can have football
and you can be good enough to qualify.
To be fair, Qatar had a national team, a women's national team at one time, because that's one of the requirements to host the World Cup. That was disbanded very shortly after they won their bid, but they hadn't seen for a bit. I enjoyed the ladies World Cup. Yeah, I mean, we absolutely loved the Women's Euros. We covered a lot of that in last summer.
England women can actually win things unlike the men's team.
And of course, we were live. Well, we didn't stream it, but we did watch a lot of the 19 Women's World Cup. We watched a lot of that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
but we weren't.
USA pissed.
We weren't a YouTube channel back then. But
USA waltzed it. But this year looks like the best year that Netherlands, England, Spain, the lights can challenge.
We're about to get underway, by the way, here at the Etihad for the second half. Benzema will knock it back now to his teammates where they can get underway. For the second half, they'll be looking to overturn the 2-goal deficit that is required to take this game to extra time. Benzema over this. Shiman Martinek looks down at his watch as he begins. Well, prepares to get underway.
Because we're only 2 goals, this could be one of the best halves of football we ever see.
It could be. All the worst. So let's find out which end of the spectrum is it going to be on. Hopefully the better end. Benzema over this kick-off. They're taking their sweet time. And now he knocks it back. Real Madrid got started in this second 45 minutes. As Real Madrid look to overturn a 2-goal deficit, Manchester City will be looking to hold on and reach a Champions League final just for the second time ever. Real Madrid searching for their 15th title. Or 16th. Or maybe even 17th. I can't remember. They've won too many.
14, because Valverde tweeted out saying he wants to win the 15th to match his shirt number. And people were saying, how does it get that ridiculous that genuinely their players have won so many UCLs they're nearly matching their shirt number when it's above double digits?
Yeah. Well, he's not 115, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Equally, like we look at trophies now and it's like everyone's got like 20 or so. Imagine in like 100 years or 200 years, everyone's going to have like 50 Premier League titles and stuff. It's going to be mental, isn't it?
They've won the Premier League 63 times.
Well, in 200 years,
that
they
is something you don't think about.
Genuinely win another 100, couldn't they? So we could have some mental figures. Like we're pretty fortunate that no side has dominated football too bad, like to any extent that they've got like a ridiculous number of trophies. But obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United side have got a lot. PSG. Yeah, but who cares? Bundesliga in it. I know Bayern have got like 50 Bundesliga.
Yeah, so many. It's unbelievable.
You know, in the Bundesliga, the stars above their badge represent how many Bundesligas they've won. So for every 10, or is it every 5? It might be every 5. You get another badge, get another star. So Bayern now have 5 stars, I believe, above their
I was going to say,
badge because they've won 25.
If every single one, there'd be a lot of
not every
stars
single one,
on that badge.
But that's why Dortmund, I believe, have 1 star.
2, no?
Have they got to 10? I don't know if they have got 10
stars.
Might be actually, yeah. Because this guy, they've had it's always just been the Bundesliga, hasn't it?
Mm.
They've not had like a Premier League, and before there is a Dortmund scarf in a cupboard somewhere, but I don't know where that is.
Keep seeing the England flag, getting excited for the Women's World Cup. Slap it on the wall.
Manchester City free kick now.
Sweet Caroline back out, but yeah, no. Big half of foot. This is huge.
Oh, no, maybe not, because copyright for Sweet Caroline. I'm going to need to get someone to sing Sweet Caroline.
I can sing it.
You're going to produce you singing Sweet Caroline.
I'll record it and that'll be our intro music.
That's going to be horrendous.
Sweet Caroline.
I'll see if we can get an actual musician to sing it for us.
Why not me?
Or do their own song. That would be class.
Does anyone know music?
Does anyone know what music is?
Like, if someone create our own tune, is everyone like half deep? Do you find out a few people that are decent singing?
Yeah. We get them all to collab, like Band-Aid.
Yeah.
It's Bernardo Silva. That is cut out by Carvajal. No, that's Lad Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I prefer Lad, no, I don't.
No, you do. Baby. No one does.
The fact they've got the number one podcast in Britain, I hate our country.
We should be banned from voting for things.
Yeah.
Because
that's not even voting, that's just listening to something.
Oh, God.
If they did get Elton John.
You can see why Brexit was passed, can't you? Anyway, enough politics chat. If you want to see TPC formed, then get us to 1 million subs. Here is Rodrigo.
Okay, we know quite a few people who know a lot about politics, so that'd be good.
Yeah, mate. Get the right people involved. Politics chat could be a good one. Here's Tony Kroos. Oh, and he's pulled up there. I think he got caught there by Kevin De Bruyne. I was going to say,
he stopped running there and went, yeah, that's a free kick.
Well, I think he got clipped. I don't think anyone just stops running. You either was injured, like a muscle injury.
I had nothing running for today. Yes, I might have turned down a Champions League semi-final, but a bit tired.
City will always be in contention for titles while Guardiola is manager.
Is Ancelotti's job on the line if they don't win a trophy? I guess they're on the cop.
Well, yeah.
Way, but who cares?
I think his job's on the line if they don't win the Champions League, yes. Especially with Julian Nagelsmann currently unemployed.
And then winning only a Copa del Rey is like Man City only winning the Carabao Cup.
Especially, I think, as Real look to build a dynasty with their new side. There's a clear direction in, recruiting young talent.
What a ball with the way.
Carvajal, Benzema takes a
shot.
shot, but it's blocked. Real still alive. There's a clear direction at Real Madrid now where they want to invest in young talent. So to bring in a young manager who can mould that squad to his liking, I think that makes a lot of sense. Carlo Ancelotti, Zinedine Zidane, they've been brilliant to win the Champions Leagues, and they've been brilliant one-season success stories, and those are down 1-3.
I'm...
3 Pete, but,
That is brilliant. I'll be honest.
Short period of dominance not
Real Madrid,
sustained.
Real Madrid already looked 10 times better than they did in the first half, and we're only 5 minutes in.
There's a more attacking intent.
Ruben Dias been booked. Joe Lescott's talking to us.
But yeah. However, Manchester City's dominance in this game is now reflected in the poll and chat. While initially people voted for Real Madrid, now 49% of the vote going the way of Man City. Still a strong 43% of you think Real Madrid will win, and 9% think this game will be a draw.
Will we Kroos and Alaba debating whether Alaba's going to hit it or whether Kroos is going to cross it in?
Maybe they both do it and see if it just pinches in.
Or both of them run it and hit it and see what happens.
Yeah.
It looks like David Alaba fancies this, and this would be one way to get themselves back into the game.
Alaba.
He is going to have a go.
Takes aim. What a strike! Denied only by a magnificent save from Ederson.
I said he shouldn't have because I thought it looked like it was going miles over. But it dipped, it swerved, it moved
Lovely
in the air.
effort.
And
Just...
Ederson read it very, what is going on?
There's
The
two
ball
balls
boy's
on the
ball
pitch.
on the pitch.
No, I think it was a fan. I think the ball boy threw it on.
Retake the corner.
Smart though if the ball was a Real fan because it means the corner which had nothing came.
What a hit and what a save.
I think it was going to hit the bar anyway, but
Never know.
Ederson still saves it.
Hit the bar, hit his back. What's going on?
Falls down to someone.
Are they giving a City drop ball? Oh no, a drop ball. It's mental.
I want to go back to the old drop balls where they just go through each other. Enough of this where they got to stand
Always see the clip of
5
Wayne
yards
Rooney,
back.
Where Wayne Rooney did it and just absolutely clobbered the bloke.
He's
He's giving it to Ederson.
Well, yeah. City had possession. I think off the ball when the other ball was thrown onto the field.
City under a lot of pressure. Can they play out of it?
Walker.
Yes, is the answer. That's a Real
Stopped
throw as
by
well.
Chris.
It's a fast start from Real. They've started very strong.
That did not seem like a legal throw.
Well, he took it from about 5 yards behind the line, so if anything, it was very, very
I thought he just threw it forwards. With his hand, underarm.
De Bruyne tries to play with Haaland, runs straight through Courtois.
Again, I still think throw-ins, they should be changed.
You actually hurl it.
Let him lob it on. But yeah, Real Madrid with possession now. Camavinga. Now Valverde. Can he release Rodrigo? No, tries to find Carvajal, but it doesn't come off.
It's just not clicking for Real.
Yeah.
Just not clicking.
They seem to be a little bit stunted at the moment in attack at times. Here is Gundogan in a good area. This could be the nail in Real Madrid's coffin. Grealish. And it's blocked by Carvajal and out for a corner now for Manchester City. City ramping up the pressure. Real very much under the cosh at the moment. Take a lot to turn this around, and they're not really doing enough, I don't think, at the moment.
No. And if they can see it again, it's game over. So
yeah.
They've got to be really careful.
But yeah, still a long way to go though. So I do think if you, again, as I've said multiple times on the stream, you would be brave to bet against Real Madrid. Ball in for City though. Modric heads it away. Falls to Bernardo Silva looking for his hat-trick. And now Real will counter. Valverde, ball in behind. Here's Vinicius Jr. but Walker's on him like a rash again.
He's absolutely rapid.
He just follows Vinicius wherever he goes. Grealish.
He already knew where the run was going. He read it
Diaz.
so well.
Grealish. And here's Gundogan. Oh, and it's one back by Real, and that's a cheap foul. I think that's very harsh from referee Marcinac. I think...
What he's doing now, he looks like, looking
conducting,
back. Yeah.
He's not made any contact there, Gundogan.
That's
a dive.
Embarrassing.
And this is brilliant from Valverde to get a little touch on the ball, and then that
Never
just takes it away from Bernardo. Oh, no. I think that was what they were debating.
Are they not? Because Bernardo kind of ran into it, weren't they?
Maybe. No. The only pass Grealish ever plays seems to be a 45-degree reversible. Yeah. Seemingly. Maybe they should stick Vinicius down the right. You want Vinicius cutting in, don't you? But I don't know. And you want Rodrigo on the right. I don't know whether you
want to meet Walker, I guess.
I think, though, if they did that, then surely City would just switch the side Walker's playing on.
Or slap Vinny through the middle.
I just hope we can actually beat Kyle Walker.
Yeah. Oh,
Grealish fouled by
sloppy.
Carvajal.
I mean, that's what
that card
so
brandished to the Spanish right back. Yeah, I mean, don't know what Carvajal's thinking there. I know what I was thinking. He's thinking, I've got to bring this man down, but
yeah, because he's been absolutely beaten.
Yeah, gets sent there. And I know at the start of this campaign, Real fans were saying he's washed. He's sort of had a remontada, and Real fans, far from what I've seen, back on side, but he's struggled a lot tonight, Danny Carvajal. But to be honest, Camavinga was so solid in the first leg. He's looked absolutely lost tonight. He was at fault, I think, a lot for that second goal. It was his man, Vinicius, who was Bernardo, who was completely unmarked. So I feel both Real fullbacks have let their sides down tonight. It's interesting call as well to drop Rudiger, who was so effective against Haaland in the first leg. Whereas Haaland's been given so many click opportunities here, which he should have scored, really.
Yeah. Grealish, Rodrigo, got to be careful clipping around his heels.
As soon as you touch Grealish, he's on the floor, says Nick Nack. Yes, but I don't think he ever... Yes, he doesn't need much encouragement to go down, but he's not much of a diver anymore. Yeah, back in his Villa days, he'd throw himself to the ground theatrically, but he seems now to be a lot more intelligent with it. And ultimately, as much as you could call it cheating and fooling the ref and stuff like that, you can also look at it as the point of view of actually it's really smart. Whereas if you're able to deceive the ref with your play, then surely you deserve plaudits for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many players criticised for being divers. But I don't think it's too much of an issue. But yeah, Benzema, Modric, now Valverde, and it's Benzema. Real Madrid coming forwards. This could be their chance to change the game. Here is Toni Kroos. Now it's with David Alaba. And Real, this is their longest spell of possession for a while. Never keen just holding it to it for a bit longer, because the longer they have possession, the less time City do, and the less chance City score. Carvajal, Kroos. Now it's with Militao. Another poor free kick from De Bruyne. Doesn't seem to be at it today. Oh yeah, I do think De Bruyne's been a little bit missing today. Speaking of missing, that's a poor final pass there from Vinicius, and then Militao just starts to go over and shove Grealish. Fair enough. I don't think he needed to do that, but he's given away another free kick. I guess stunting the City counter-attack, but I do feel Militao gives away a lot of unnecessary free kicks. But yeah. And now City going to take their time about this. They've got 33 minutes and they're going to make that clock as long as possible. And for Real Madrid, it's going to feel as short as possible. Well, it's going to feel, very short. For City, it'll feel very long. City are going to try and shorten the time. Real will try and, use the time that they've got available to them. But 33 minutes, it's still a long time to get 2 goals. But the way this match is going, it's a long time. Or a short time, for Real. They've not created anything in 60 minutes, so why would they create anything in 30? But here is Eder Militao.
They scored 2 last year.
I was going to say, they could do it all in extra time, in added time, to be fair. Do you think by starting Rodrigo, they'd miss his impact off the bench? He's doing well now, Rodrigo, and they're coming forwards now. Rodrigo flying down this right-hand side, just lifts the ball up into the air, looking for Benzema. Walker heads it away, falls to Vinicius. Benzema tries to find Valverde. A huge interception though from Gundogan in a dangerous area. Carvajal, Valverde, poor touch, latched on by De Bruyne, who releases. Grealish wanted to feed through Haaland first time, but he has a skill issue and can't. Now here comes City down the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva encouraged on by the Norwegian brute, Erling Haaland.
Big half an hour to go. Coventry!
Wow. A huge goal in the Championship Club semi-final. Gustavo Hamer, a goal for Coventry. It's 1-0 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. That would, at the moment, see them progress through to face Luton Town in the playoff final on the 27th of May. Very exciting. I think that's a favourable draw. I think it's a really favourable tie for Luton Town.
Middlesbrough,
buzzing with that.
after all their hard work this season, could be out in the semis.
Yo. Up the Football League. I tell you, mate, Luton are doing it. Luton are actually doing it.
Tell you what, that'll be a good final next week. Not next week.
Yes.
Oh, is it next week?
Next weekend.
Oh, bloody hell. I didn't know it was next weekend.
Yeah. Get your tickets, lad. We're going along. Modric. Rodrigo. Vinicius.
Real.
Kicks the air,
City
lad.
are half an hour away from booking their Champions League final tickets.
Karim Benzema.
On sale, but you know what I mean.
Modric. Yeah, the players will get their tickets at least. I don't think they need a ticket to get in.
Modric just...
Imagine if you did have to get a ticket, they'd go on general sale. Grealish hasn't got one, can't play now.
You have to buy a ticket on the subs, mate.
No,
like changing rooms.
No,
to get
mate.
the changing rooms, you have to buy a ticket.
He's having to go to like some third-party website, buying them off a bloke called Dave at inflated price.
Get £200 more.
I know, if it's hard, if it's a professional football league, you can extort them for everything they've got. 200 quid.
Jack Grealish paid £7 million
Yeah.
just to play the Champions League final, just for Pep to bench him and not sub him on.
Thelina Rathniaka, welcome to the stream. Will Real Madrid score?
They need to.
I think they'll get one, and then it'll create a really interesting sort of last 20 minutes.
Shot in the second half yet says that that was a foul.
They're coasting. But they could have a shot here because here comes Bernardo Silva.
Just hits here.
Again, though, City with a lot less of attacking intent. They're doing what Real did in the first time, just sitting deep. But Real aren't creating anything clear-cut because they still have to maintain some defensive stability. Which, I don't know, City system is somehow stable defensively and excellent going forwards all at the same time. Just in every facet of play, every moment of play. I just don't get it. I don't get how it's so good. I guess we just can't be as smart as Pep Guardiola. It's incredible.
I want to know what goes on that man's
He's an incredible manager.
Genuinely, he just thinks
Yeah,
like
Vinicius
no one
there,
else.
brought down by Gundogan. Ref
Sorted.
says, yes, here's a yellow card. Happy birthday.
Yellow.
And Gundogan picks up his first yellow. One thing City players are going to have to consider, because they're making professional fouls now, is will these players going in for tackles have an eye on that Champions League final? Because if you're on a yellow from the games earlier in the tournament...
I didn't look at the lineups, so I don't know if any of them are.
No need for City taking any risks now. Well, exactly that. And I think that ties into what I'm saying about the cards, Nick. That quite, you know, these players, as much as they're going to want to hold on, they need to think about the final.
Subs.
And now a substitution. And that's Antonio Rudiger. They're going
Why did
attacking.
that man start?
Real Madrid are going attacking now. Rudiger on, Modric off.
Free back.
Well, that would be... Well, no, Antonio would be Alaba to left back and Camavinga to midfield.
But why didn't he start? Rudiger was perfect in the first leg.
Also,
Ancelotti-
he's a unit from corners, so he's an immediate threat. Get the ball in there. He might score with his first touch. Tony Kroos can't get the ball in.
I think Ancelotti
Carvajal.
has overthought it against the
in.
overthinker himself.
Yeah. Is there a chance, by the way? I know we've sort of written off Inter against whoever they play.
No, never. Never write them off.
No, I know, but I think with a lot of what we're saying, we're going, oh, well,
I
the
know,
winner of this
but
is the Champions League
It's
winner. But
It's a Champions League final. And now still a professional...
I mean, I'll be finding all the Inter Milan
yeah.
memorabilia I can to fill the
still-
stream with.
They are still in a very good side.
Yeah, I'm going to get like an Inter Milan bucket hat and wear that. It's just going to be fine.
Maybe a free
I'm
back
not doing
system
that.
is the way that this weird City system gets broken down. Who knows? Only
Rodri.
Lukaku is the one man that
Gundogan.
can stop them.
De Bruyne. Now it's with Bernardo Silva.
My thing with Inter Milan is I don't look at their team and go which one player is going to pick the ball up and win them out at a Champions League final. Because with City you can go. With City you can go. Kevin De Bruyne will pick that ball up and win them the game single-handedly. You look at Real, Luka Modric will pick up that ball.
Vinicius, mate.
No, but I mean in terms of not just scoring the goal.
Like a creator.
Look at Modric's pass.
For Rodrigo.
Yeah, in the last year's quarter-final.
Yeah.
De Bruyne just sees the game how everyone else doesn't. Mason Mount, what a free ball to Kai Havertz to win the Champions League 2 years ago.
It gets disrespected by a lot of Chelsea fans. A lot of them have very short-term memory. But
short-term memory. They wish they had short-term memory lost. They didn't have to
remember what's going on at the moment, yeah. That's what I've got. Oh, mate, Chelsea won the Champions League, mate.
Gundogan,
I'm still living from 2 years ago.
I just keep looking back on it and remembering it.
Yeah.
26 minutes to go. Real need goals, and they need 2 at least. Here's Rodrigo. Benzema, back to Rodrigo. Better football from Real. Carvajal, Rodrigo. Rodrigo involved in a lot at the moment. He went backwards.
Now, Militao.
Carvajal.
Lovely little crossfield pass to Tony Rudiger. And it's fed through. Here's Benzema, but the touch is poor. It's fizzed at him by David Alaba. And now City are flicking behind at the highest quality from Bernardo.
Has been one of the best.
I mean, if he wasn't already getting man of the match, that flick alone deserves it. What a lovely little flick. A deft touch.
He's in a step above.
To completely send the
looks like he's playing a different football game to everyone else on this football pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a silly ball. Or is that ever a good
so
idea?
Silly.
I don't know. They put it in front of the man running on and too far behind the
Bernardo
guy
Silva
who ran.
Now Akanji. And it's Kevin De Bruyne. Gundogan. See, there's no effort. I don't know if effort's the right word. But there's not enough energy in this Real Madrid performance.
They don't look like they really care.
I don't think that's true. By the way, 2-0 Chelsea women. 48 minutes played there. Don't know why.
Cruz.
Don't know why that game's so delayed. So just 48th minute.
Oh yeah. That's interesting.
That kicked off at 8 o'clock, no?
Yeah. Something's happened there.
There's no ticker. Annoying.
It's not a ticker.
No.
Check the buzz.
It's never the buzz. Here we go, buzz.
Foul away from Militao on Erling Haaland. Oh no, it was Haaland on Camavinga, sorry. Final ball from round. No. They're just not getting that final pass right, and then that means they can't get a shot away or a good chance. Militao. Oh, he bursting for. He's gone on really
kick off till 8:30. That makes more sense. Militao. Carvajal. Can he get the ball into the box? No. Here's Valverde. Camavinga. Now Rodrigo. Benzema.
Oh, Rodrigo
cuts it out, and it's to De Bruyne. There's no one behind him. City on the counter, 2 versus 3 here. City not advantage in terms of numbers, but it is Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. And Militao too as well with that, to be fair. Just does well to stick close with Erling Haaland.
I mean, Real Madrid get 2 goals in 23 minutes. They deserve to be in the Champions League final. What else can you say?
Yeah, well, that's 100% true. If they get 2 and then they get into the
do we see extra time? Do we see
I
penalties?
don't know.
Ooh.
I don't think it's likely, but you would be a fool to bet against Real Madrid pulling off the unthinkable.
Well, I've thought about it.
Final ball from Real Madrid hasn't been great. Yeah, I know, knick-knack.
Oh, look at the space opening up for City now. De Bruyne's in control. He's having an absolute party.
Here is Grealish, and they're already running down the clock here, really. Taking it as wide as possible.
Changes. Now got on the bench, Mariano.
Hazard.
Last thing, yeah, I look a fat Eden Hazard and Mariano.
Just respect Hazard.
I'm gonna win you.
Unless you've been fat with a PH.
Yes.
They've got Asensio and Mariano, Ceballos. Xiaomeni, Hazard,
It's just not inspirational, is
Mendy,
it?
Vasquez.
Oh, what an announcement that would be for Eden Hazard if he comes on, scores a double.
Odriozola,
I'd give
Fernandez
Bowley so
Vareo.
much money just to buy him back.
No.
Yes, if Hazard comes on,
I
scores a
love
double tonight.
Hazard, but if he magically returns to his former self, then yeah.
He will. I still think he's a good player.
The mental thing
He's
is
only 31, right?
34, no? 32. In between the two. But Manchester City, right, have Foden, Mahrez, Alvarez, Palmer even, Phillips, Lewis. They can turn on so many good players.
They're mental.
And yet they're still
They are just a completely
They've got
mental
more from the
footballer.
bench. They're
Here come the
leading in this
changes.
game. Now something's happening.
It's Asensio.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be Mariano, is it? You might as well just leave.
Mostly Mariano and
For
Benzema.
Benzema.
We know
Tony
Ancelotti's
Kroos
had enough.
off. Asensio on. They're going
4-2-4.
4-2-4. Now Rodrigo will go up front, which is will always
This
run and
is
score a
it.
double against
This
Real
is
Madrid,
it.
against Man City in the same situation
This is-
a year ago.
This is the attacking formation. This is the eyebrow
They
raised
two
moment.
late
This is
goals
where
for
this
Madrid.
game was decided. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Or
'cause
just
we've
sit
got
down. You don't need to
cracking
just don't need
20
to strap.
minutes. This is going to be brilliant. Hype it up. Come on, here we
Asensio's in
go.
attacking midfield, by the way. It's not Rodrigo going for
Here come Real.
Alaba.
No, it's brilliant.
Vinicius.
That would have been perfect if he put the ball in the box. Depends on how heads it home. I'd look like a genius.
Still Vinicius. Not really gone anywhere with the ball there,
Alaba.
Vinicius. Alaba, ball into the box,
What?
blocked though by
Did he not
Bernardo.
see Bernardo stand in front of him? Because I did.
Here's Federico Valverde. Now Vinicius will run at them. Could cause some problems and he skins
Oh, what's
Walker.
he doing getting the floor like that? Oh, he's trying
Hey.
to get Fenway. Oh, that's comical.
Nah, it's a hip hop dance, mate.
What?
Yeah.
And then shrug her shoulders. I'm going to try that next time on the dance floor.
The Vinicius.
I'm not on main dancers. The push, and shrug.
To be fair, good roll. Good rock, mate.
Yeah, tell you what, that's good. 20 minutes, this is big. This is big. If Real get one, I think, if they
Edson
get
ball
one
on, by
in the
the way.
next 10 minutes, I back them to get another one.
Strong header from Militao.
Strong header from Rodri.
Yeah.
Strong header from Alaba. Go on, who's next?
Bernardo Silva brings it under control, nods it though back to Walker. Walker going over the top, looking for De Bruyne.
What a ball.
Why other side tuning up the one with more attacking intent? It is mental. Real need to go forwards. They are
I don't know what's
losing
going
this
on.
game,
Whether
and there's
someone's,
no intent to
whether they
attack.
kick up the arse or a bit of mentality, a bit of look, guys, we are losing. They're
Mate,
cruising.
Ancelotti's got to raise that eyebrow soon because there's not going to be enough time
They
to
are
turn this
cruising. They're 2-0 down. I wonder if they're just like gearing something up.
around. This is what Mariano
They
and
are,
Hazard.
they
and
are
they fly.
about to absolutely annihilate City, score 4 goals in the next 19 minutes, and win the tie 5-3. Is that what's about
And
to
then we just sit
happen?
here and applaud.
Yeah, well, just mouths open, no words, just clapping.
No, City are going to win, aren't they? Here is
I don't know.
Stones.
I still believe. We still believe.
I knew it was coming. 100% knew that was coming. Here's
still
Grealish.
believe.
It's going Manchester.
No.
Here is Grealish.
No.
It's going Milan.
Yeah.
Not for work. There's a rhythm.
It's coming. It's not going to come in Rome. It's coming San Siro.
Will Manchester put Manny back on the map? Here is Rodri.
I think they're firmly on the map. There we go.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't know where Manchester is.
Not on like a globe. Manny on the globe.
By
Here
a
is
big globe.
Kanji.
Manchester written in big letters. That's oh, this should be a goal.
Haaland in a great position!
And
As
what
against
a
the bar!
save! What a save!
Thibaut Courtois. I mean, Real are losing, but it could be 9-0 if it weren't for that man, because the massive Belgian shot stopper has produced some absolutely
that's
splendid
his
stuff.
quality.
That is not. That
He
is so
genuinely,
nasty.
end of the season
Okay,
Gundogan is
Gundogan.
like God.
Yeah. Title crunch
Yeah.
Gundogan is like
When trophies are on the
prime
line,
Iniesta.
Gundogan genuinely...
That's a magnificent save, by the way,
Like
with
that.
the feet from
Do you
Courtois
think
to
he
turn
builds
it
his
over the
muscles
bar.
like that?
Oh,
So
of
that
course
when
not.
it hits his thigh, it hits the crossbar.
It wasn't his thigh, it was his foot.
Oh, I
Just
thought it
flicks
was his
it
thigh.
up in the air. Rodri. I
Gun-
thought
Oh.
Diaz was going for the overhead kick.
Loved it. I got mental.
Haaland punches it away. I know that wasn't a lie. The ball had been
Needs
the
to go
game was
bottom
stopped.
right. Probably should have.
Probably should have scored.
But why has he stopped doing the Haaland thing and just hit it as hard as he can?
Like the goal was up there, just
That
smash it in
goes
the top
in.
corner. Like he did against
Fine, yeah, Son because I would have stood out the way. Oh, they're on a different wavelength. I don't know what's happened to Real. It's just not clicked.
Real was thinking of that Trace lad. That's what's happening.
It's an embarrassment from the 14-time winners.
And the margin in which they lost, that AC lost last night, on aggregate, was only 1 goal more than the margin that this is.
Let's go to the over.
On the aggregate scorelines.
It's not over yet. 16 minutes
Here
to go.
it is. Ilkay Gundogan. Roger, I have to say, I think this is over. I just do not see Real Madrid turning it around. If they do, fair play, and we'll be stood here applauding, but I just don't see it happening.
Benzema 85th, and then Rudiger
Cutting inside now.
92nd.
Jack Grealish draws the foul. It's a free kick to City. Another City chance for Camavinga. That's going to be a card. And there we go. Camavinga booked by...
It's not a Valentine's one.
Shaman... Shaman Majinek.
Something like that.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Jemon Majinek, yeah. Or Majiniak. He should come on the podcast.
Tomorrow, Europa League and Conference League semi-finals. Yep. They're going to be crackers.
We will not be live for it, but if you want somewhere to talk about all the action while you're watching it, then join the Discord. If you want a link, say in chat, I want a link, and we'll put one in there. But yeah, I'm trying to grow the Discord. And there we go, an own goal for Militao. Game, set, match. I think that may have been a Kanji, actually.
He didn't.
Well, he's claiming it, isn't he? Manchester City are Champions League finalists. Only 15 minutes to play. They have a 3-goal advantage. I think it does come off Militao. And Manchester City have done it.
I mean, in the start,
what a performance.
In the start, they've gone out. It's an embarrassment from Real Madrid.
Capitulate.
3-0.
They really have capitulated. I don't know why the camera pans to Courtois like he had any part to play in that. A catastrophic error from Eder Militao. Akanji's celebrating like mad. I think it may have... I don't think it's anywhere near the bloke, but he's claiming it. It fully didn't come off Akanji, like...
No, it
I need a replay.
It hit him, but it doesn't count because it was going off target. And
no, it doesn't. It's fully in from Militao. Like
Militao Oggy.
Yeah.
And that sums up their evening. They have been outclassed, outplayed, and...
City have just put it in an area where... They put that in an area there where Real don't have to deal with it, and they've played in an area they don't have to deal with it. Ancelotti wanted VAR. I don't know how he can just... I mean, they are checking. I think that was a signal actually to Shirman Martinek that you're not getting your payment unless you draw this off.
Go.
Yeah, just onside. Real Madrid.
If you had told me
lost in the most embarrassing manner
Real Madrid would lose 4-1 on aggregate, and the game's not over yet.
I was saying how they lost. They were only at a 1-goal, but better margin than Milan lost.
It's Real Madrid.
It's not possible.
There's 13 minutes.
It just isn't possible. 2 goals in 8 minutes, you can believe. Rodrigo a double. We've seen that happen before, but 3 goals in 15 minutes against a side who are playing absolutely phenomenal football. It's just not happening. It just isn't.
If we're at the Bernabeu, maybe.
There is not enough time for Real Madrid to pull off the unfathomable here. It's over. Manchester City are Premier League, a Champions League finalist for a second time. Of course, never won the competition.
What's he doing again?
And they're doing their bouncy thing, the Poznan. They're doing the Poznan. Manchester City fans link arms and turn their backs to the pitch because they know the job is done.
They're bouncing a minute.
They're bouncing up and down, doing the Poznan, and absolutely loving life.
I bet Rio Ferdinand's loving it because he wouldn't have seen Let Poznan do it. He thinks it's a new thing that City are doing.
Yeah, well, he goes, right, they're doing the Man City look.
That was just great, turn their backs to the game. So all that money they paid to watch the game, they're not even watching it.
Rio's turned his back as well, so he'd have to watch his rivals absolutely dominate. And now, it's City making a change. As if they need a change, Riyad Mahrez is coming onto the field, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a game changer they're losing. Shaman's also coming on for Real.
That's not a substitute that makes a difference, though. Real's squad just does not compete with City's. Quite frankly, it just doesn't. It's not near the level of Manchester City's squad. That's quite frankly why Real Madrid are winning the Champions League. Why Manchester City are going to win the Champions League, because they've got the best squad in world football.
Man City fans are celebrating like they've already won the Champions League.
I probably have.
Is there? That's what I say. Is there a chance that Inter can play into that though? Because let's be honest, in that City squad, there will
exploit that arrogance.
There will be some complacency. There will, and no matter people won't say, "Oh, they won't." There's such
The only reason I don't think there will be complacency is that they've not won the Champions League. This is their one
maybe
true goal. This is Guardiola will not allow any sort of complacency.
No,
he'll be like, we do not let this slip. We've let it slip before. We threw away against Chelsea.
Be careful with saying that.
You have got to be, yeah.
Steven Gerrard,
those famous words.
Do not let this slip. Whee!
Best manager as well. Oh yeah, sorry, you're spot on there, Nick Nack. I should have said that as well, but Pep Guardiola, undeniably the best manager. I would say it's not undeniable ever, but I would say he's the best manager of all time. And I think Ferguson is magnificent. The problem for me is I didn't experience enough of the Sir Alex Ferguson era. I watched the season when I was young, so I can't really make a judgment. Obviously, you can look back at statistics and history and all that, but I think
each manager has, like Pep, because they're all different. They all do different things. Like Pep has gone to the three probably best teams in each league and pissed it.
Also, the argument, by the way, I saw this horrendous argument on Twitter the other day. I was just like, you need to get educated. That Ferguson's tactics would not work in the modern day. While strictly true, you don't make your tactics so they work in 30 years. You make the tactics of the time. Yeah. And he was the best tactician of the time.
Why would Alex Ferguson make a tactic that's going to work 30 years from when he's retired?
It's just how football's evolved. So yeah, football's going to change. It's like people who discredit the achievements of older players because football's changed. It's like, yeah, they would struggle in the modern day.
He works on the flip side. Pep guys, this City tactic, wouldn't have worked 50 years ago.
I would.
No, it wouldn't have.
If you've got the right players that know how to play it.
But what kind of players are that? Because you haven't got players that you can turn. Like, you couldn't turn the players.
They weren't all idiots. They're not cavemen here, right?
No.
They're not all running around just hitting each other.
They weren't all versatile, and you had your cut-out centre-halves.
But you could train that. It wouldn't be an overnight process, but this tactic would cook teams back.
Yeah, but
look at total football.
Total
football was still the 70s, mate.
I don't know if I can call Pep Guardiola the greatest manager of all time. Because for me, and also I'm not discrediting here, but he's gone to the best sides in each league and won it. He has. That's what he's done.
Yeah.
Ancelotti, I mean, he's kind of done the similar thing, but he's obviously won all 5 leagues.
But equally,
which is
I see that argument made a lot, but why would he join anyone less? Because Pep can go to big sides.
Yeah, I know, but look what we're in.
And is it also not what's the word? Does he not deserve plaudits because he's never failed?
Yeah, I get that.
There's so many managers that have gone to big clubs and failed, but still obviously are very successful managers. And Pep hasn't failed.
Yeah, I know Jose Mourinho had a lot of second season syndrome at Chelsea, but he's won every single trophy that you can.
So is Pep, other than the Europa League and stuff, but that's because he's always in the Premier competitions.
Although Benzema,
there's a chance here for City. I mean, Real's lack of clinicality is not helping them today at all, is it?
Literally,
Edison won't stop there.
But look what Jose Mourinho's achieved.
I love Jose. It's very difficult for me to say Pep's better because I actually adore Jose Mourinho. One of my middle names is literally Jose, named after Mourinho.
Does Pep win the Champions League with Inter? That's the debate I think you've got to have sometimes.
Yeah.
With that Inter squad, the teams they're up against, do they pull off the miracles that Jose Mourinho pulls off?
I think they're different. For me, Jose and Pep are right up there as the best, and Ferguson. Ferguson for longevity, Pep for complete domination on a tactical front, and just his sustained period of success at different clubs. Ferguson had one legacy. Pep had a sustained period of success at 3 different clubs. And then Jose is your sort of perfect journeyman. He pulls off the unthinkable. He won a Euro Cup and then a Champions League with FC Porto. He won a Champions League with that Inter side who nobody thought could even challenge for the Champions League. He won the Premier League with Chelsea at just the first time asking. No, it was the first season, wasn't it?
I'll be honest, I think his best achievement was winning the Europa League with that Man United squad in 16, 17?
2017 they've lifted that trophy.
Under Herrera and Marouane Fellaini
in the field. Still. They're definitely that should.
Yeah, but loads of managers have proved they can't win it. Can't win the Europa League with
Man United. Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise
Eric Ten
me.
Hag didn't even get to the final.
No, but they played. No, they lost. They beat Barcelona. I was about to say they played Barcelona, but no, they beat Barcelona. Lost to Sevilla. Equally, Sevilla have some weird thing with the Europa League. Then
I think because also you can't compare really across eras. Alright, but you can't compare across eras, which is why it's hard to call. Because as you said, because I think.
Well, yeah, because you could go back to Johan Cruyff of the 90s. You could look at who was the Ajax manager in the 70s who developed total football.
Should remember his name.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Shit, he's not on the wall anymore, is he?
We'll get him on the wall at some point.
But like, because I think if Alex Ferguson and Pep had a battle for a title now, Pep would win. If they had a battle 30 years ago,
Rinus Michels, yeah. Obviously, he's regarded as one of the greatest managers of all time.
But again,
incredible.
If him and Sir Alex Ferguson had a battle in 1970, he'd win. If they had a battle,
how much would be born?
He would have been born.
And if they had a battle with the modern Lord, Rinus Michels would struggle because he's not alive. So, yeah, it's impossible to compare across eras. But
which is why you could
of course, on the Euros with Netherlands as well.
It's the same with players. You just have to say they're all one of the greatest of all time. You could never say that is the greatest.
I don't know. I think it's a little more cut and paste. Clear cut
Players
because Messi and Ronaldo are just so undeniably good.
It's messy.
It is.
And I obviously I understand why people say Ronaldo, but I think that's a thing when people are younger and they're first getting into football. I think once you properly understand football, there is no debate for you to say anyone other than Ronaldo. Anyone other than Messi.
I heard someone say the other day that if you're like, I look at Ronaldo and United fans and think they're just kids that haven't grown up.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because like every other kid supports Man United was the argument. Not strictly true, but.
And I'll forever stand by the point that Messi can do it all, whereas I don't think Ronaldo can.
Ooh. I mean, Messi's won a World Cup, which I think settles the debate big time. But equally, he comes from a nation which has much more heritage. Well, does it have much more heritage than Portugal?
I think it's actually a good
try and list. In fact, I think that's a really interesting concept for a video. We talk about is Argentina or Portugal a bigger country in terms of football.
If you look at the legends, Ronaldo, Messi, Maradona.
I think the argument obviously is that Argentina have won a World Cup before.
Yeah.
Portugal have never won a World Cup.
I just think Messi's better.
Have Portugal won a World Cup actually?
I don't know.
Starting to think in that Eusebio era, they surely did, but maybe not. I'll have a look. But yeah, I would argue though that Argentina are a better footballing nation. I know you can call upon the likes of Figo and Eusebio and Deco and other brilliant Portuguese talents.
What a player Deco was.
I don't know why he's the one you picked up out of Figo and Eusebio.
No, I just really like Deco.
Yes, I do like him, but.
But yeah, I just think I hate having the debate with people because, and this is not me saying, obviously Ronaldo is probably, he's quality, isn't he? But, I don't know, I just think Messi's so much
you should know, guys, Ronaldo's alright.
Pretty decent player, that washed up striker in Saudi Arabia.
Washed up striker.
Does that speak volumes though that he is now playing in Saudi
Portugal
leagues?
never won one. No, because he's older and Messi might end up there next year and then they've gone to Saudi. Okay. Argentina have won 3 in their history. 2 in 1978 and 1986. I believe they're both during Maradona's career. Would make sense.
He was pretty good at football as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he'd be up there for me. I think Pele's obviously up there. The problem is it's very difficult to have any sort of reliability with stories of Pele, but when you hear people from the time period talk about Pele, they talk about him as such a phenomenon. He was such a brilliant player, but obviously you can't. There's no one's filmed that. There weren't cameras.
No. So we can't have to believe.
He never proved it in Europe, but I think that argument's also horrendous because at the time, Pele at the time Brazil was the best league in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously, people now.
Do you think we'll ever see that shift again?
No.
Do you think it'll always? You think Europe will always be the dominant force in world football? Why?
And maybe over time, because obviously it's not. If you look at the populations, it's Asia and then America. So maybe
is it if the Americas get more into football, there's no chance.
Maybe, but I just think like Asia's got the biggest population out of all the continents, but it's so far behind Europe, so far behind.
I think the problem is that the money, obviously, Europe is the most affluent.
Yeah.
But I think if you make, because North and South America can form a supercontinent, can't they? Really, if they join together as one Champions League,
yeah,
and like North America becomes really, because I think America will get more into football or soccer as they call it over the next few years.
Speaking of World Cup, Julian Alvarez has just come on.
Yeah, you're a World Cup winner and now Champions League finalist.
No goal for Erling Haaland tonight.
He's still happy, but you get the feeling he would have wanted a goal this evening.
Is he saving it for a hat-trick in the final?
Is he washed? I was convinced that's what you're about to ask.
Is he saving it for a hat-trick in the
Has
final?
Haaland lost his touch?
Maybe. Yeah, only 36
Here's a
goals
question.
this season.
I know obviously Haaland's had a bit of a dry day today, but do you think any current footballer has the ability to match or even come close to the records of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi?
Maybe close to the records, but for me, and the difference is here, is that Messi and Ronaldo would single-handedly win their team competitions. Whereas I look at this Manchester City side, and even without, if Alvarez started, they would still win the same amount of competitions.
3 minutes of out of time, by the way.
Would
they though?
I just think he's...
Because does Julian Alvarez score 36 goals in the Premier League this season? I'm not convinced.
No,
he
but they
does.
still win the Premier League.
Do they though?
Yes. Yes, they do.
I think there's certain games they don't win this year. I don't know though. I just think Haaland is such an amazing talent. I think Mbappe is also incredible. For me, what they both have over other elite talents is that they combine all facets of the game. Haaland, if anything, is more because he's got everything. Alvarez, good finish. What a finish. Julian Alvarez puts the icing on the cake for Manchester City. It's 5-1 on aggregate in a Champions League semi-final. Madrid have been wiped the floor with 4-0 City on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. Manchester City take a bow because this is a performance that will be spoken about for a very, very long time. They're booking their place in the Champions League final. They're 100% the favourites. Manchester City are unstoppable right now.
If you're Inzaghi and Inter, you're just sitting there and going, shit.
Well, yeah.
Because
you are, aren't you?
I mean, if they manage to pull off something, that will be the biggest miracle since they probably won it with Jose Mourinho.
Yeah. Yeah, Inzaghi would get a statue instantly.
Genuinely. It would be one of the biggest achievements in European football ever.
By the way, WMHFC, welcome to the stream. They say hi, welcome, mate. But yeah, you join us at the end of this coverage of Man City, where they are well,
as I said,
through, aren't they?
In the build-up, it will mean that this result means that we will see either him or Lautaro Martinez win the World Cup and Champions League in 1 year. I mean, what a year to be a footballer. To win the World Cup and Champions League. Ancelotti's tearing his hair out. He's genuinely tearing his hair out. He doesn't know what to do. His side has been pulled apart.
Yeah, like him.
Like his hair.
But yeah, Man City have been
I was not expecting
completely dominant tonight.
I said if we might be one of the best games of football we ever see, might be the closest one, could go to penalties. Real Madrid have been, I want to say second best, they've been 10th best.
Thelina asked Real Madrid what went wrong. Tonight, Real Madrid sat way too defensive. They tried a low block from the start. They wanted to limit Manchester City's chances within their third, but ultimately they just invited way too much pressure on themselves. Man City exploited that, and they opened them up way too early, way too easily, and that wasn't easy. It was easy passes to goal, and they scored some early goals. Real Madrid have offered nothing in the way of a competition. Ultimately, are City just too good right now? I think you could say, yeah, they are just too good. And I'll be honest, we're back live on Sunday for Manchester City versus Chelsea.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I want to forfeit. The game's over.
If we make it to half-time, that'll be an achievement, but yeah. Sports genre, welcome to the stream as well. Shame Haaland, shame watch Alvarez. Yeah, I know. Haaland doesn't score in 80 or 85 minutes. Alvarez scores in 5 minutes. Is Haaland washed? Potentially. But yeah, WHMFC, welcome, mate. And yeah, welcome to the community. Anyway, player of the match, Harry. I know you're off camera, or you can join us for a player of the match conversation. I'm also streaming, by the way, Akin and Mackenzie as well.
There's absolutely no debate. Bernardo Silva. There's no debate. He was in a league.
One of the most underrated players in world football, would you say?
100%. And Man City are on their way to Istanbul.
I find it absolutely mental that we still underrate players like Bernardo and Gundogan and their contributions to this Manchester City team. You know, they've been key players in City's complete dominance over the Premier League over the last few seasons, and key players in their attempts to win the Champions League. And I think this year City seem most likely to actually go on and win it. I think City just are so strong now.
Oh, definitely.
They have everything. They've got their fantastic system. They've got a goal scorer in Erling Haaland, someone who can turn up in the big moments and bag goals when they need it. But
that's it. Manchester City versus Inter Milan.
Our finalists join us on the 10th of June.
In the Champions League final.
Of course, before then, a lot of action.
But I'll be honest, if you'd asked me at the start of the season, if you told me at the start of the season that Manchester City, Inter Milan would win the UCL final, I'd have told you you're stupid.
Yeah.
It's not the final I'd expect, and Inter are definitely much the underdogs. They're going to have to step up. It's going to have to be a performance of a lifetime from the Italian team, because this Man City team are unstoppable.
Is it written in the stars that Edin Dzeko scores and muds his former side?
Yeah,
imagine the scenes. But yeah, in terms of the schedule, we are back on Sunday for Manchester City versus Chelsea. Should be a very exciting game. We are, of course, then after that live for the final day of the Premier League, and then all the European finals, of course, Europa League and Conference League finals. We don't know who'll play them yet. Those games are tomorrow. We will not be live for them, but if you want to have a conversation with us during the games, we will probably be on the Discord during the matches. So yeah, join the Discord. If you want a link, say I want a link, we'll put one in chat. But yeah, that's all from us this evening. Harry's got prepared the music, so I'll waffle a little longer. If you haven't checked out the podcast from this morning, go ahead and do that. Available on YouTube or on Spotify or any other audio platforms. And what else is there? Well, we've got the Premier League predictions on Friday as well for this weekend's action in the Premier League.
Commentary through the
Sports genre watching the game at midnight, fair enough. The commitment. And on a train, that's it seems. WHMFC says, I hope you have a great day. The both of you, well, I'm going to go to bed now, but yeah, thank you regardless. That's all from us today. Coventry into the Championship playoff final, Manchester City into the Champions League final, where they will face Inter Milan. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.